The cost of items are increasing at a rate we've never seen before. The current inflation rate is estimated to be around 10.1%, and that has compounded the cost of living crisis and made life a bit difficult. But in all of this has also come opportunities because the Bank of England has increased the base rate, which is the rate at which the banks borrow. And so they've added some of this for the consumers. And so currently banks are offering high interest rates. And the least you can do to help yourself in these times is to find a high interest paying account to keep your money so that at least you will make some profits that can compensate a little bit for the inflation. In an ideal situation, you would expect to get 10.1% interest rate, but you and I know that doesn't exist. So in this video, I'll be telling you about good or best interest savings accounts that you can jump on and make the most of your money. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Diaspora Careers and Investments. If you are new on this channel, my name is Shadrach, and in this video, I'll be talking about two main things. One, bank switching bonuses, and two, high interest paying savings or current accounts. I'll do a whole video on the best credit cards to get in these times. I also have a video on how to live during a recession. Do check it out, it's very popular. While at it, can I ask you to subscribe to this channel and then like this video? Let's dig in. If you've been with the same bank since you moved into the UK, or since you got your first job, or since finishing university, then you're probably missing out a lot. Since 2013, when the switch guarantee was introduced here in the UK, whereby you can open a new bank and then close your former bank without necessarily going to the former bank to close that account. You simply tell the new bank that you wish to switch from the former bank. They would automate the whole process. So they'll move your current account, your savings account, as well as your direct debits and standing orders. Everything will be moved to this new bank. In addition, whatever money that is paid into that old bank within, I think, about 2 years would automatically be moved into your new bank account. So it makes the process of creating new accounts very easy. But here is the catch. The banks are literally bribing you to switch to them. And so let's go through some of these banks that are offering these switch bonus guarantees. The first bank that is offering this switch bonus guarantee is HSBC. If you open an HSBC advanced current account and then switch to them within 30 days with 2 direct debits or 2 standing orders, they pay you £200 for free. 2 direct debits or 2 standing orders may seem like a lot, but come to think of it, standing order is simply creating a process whereby you move money from one account to another. So you could simply set up a standing order from your HSBC account to your, Monzo account or to another savings account. And you just do 2 of that and you get £200 for free. The only catch is that you ought to pay £1,500 within the first 60 days into the account. But of course, that money will just be in your account. So it's for you. And £200 may not seem like a lot of money, but it can make a difference, especially in these times. Nationwide Bank is also offering £200 if you switch to them. First Direct also offers £20 if you open an account with them. Or if you were to switch to them, then they will pay you £175. But you have to pay £1,000 into the account within the first 30 days. Again, it is money which will be sitting in your account and you make a simple, £175. Of course, they won't give you the £20 for opening the new account and £175 if you switch. It's either or. So, if you were switching, then you make £175. Again, not a lot of money, but hey, it can make a difference in these times. The next bank is Cooperative Bank, and Cooperative Bank is offering a switch bonus, but it runs more like a refer a friend scheme, whereby you need a friend to refer you, and if a friend refers you and you switch to them, each of you earns £125. So yeah, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you can make a friend open an account with Cooperative Bank. Of course, they don't make any bonus with them. And now they refer you, and then you switch your bank, and each of you make £125 each. Simple as that. Again, not a lot of money, but can make a difference in these times. In addition to these switch guarantees, there are some banks that would offer you, a welcome, bonus, sort of. Monzo, for example, will give you £5 if you were to open an account with them. But for this, you may need a friend to refer you. First Direct would offer you £20. Moniz will offer you another £20. So these are sort of things you can also look them up. I'll put a link to all of these in the description box below. So look it up. At this point, can I ask you to kindly like this video if you are enjoying it? and do share with your friends so that we can reach more people. Now, let's move to the high paying interest savings or current accounts. The first one I'd like to talk about is the regular savings accounts. These accounts tend to be very generous with the interest rates, except that they are capped to a particular amount you can pay each month. So unlike a general savings account whereby you can put in, say, 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever amount you have, with regular savings accounts, you are to put specific amounts in it every month, and that is the amount upon which the interest rate is applied. So let's take Club Lloyd, for example. Lloyd is offering 5.25% interest on their Club Lloyd account. So, but the caveat is that you have to pay a maximum of £400 each month. And so that interest is applied on the 400, and then the following month when you pay another 400, it's applied on the 800. So you are not really allowed to put in a chunk amount at a time. So it takes time for you to build these interest rates. But again, it's better than nothing, or better than sitting in a savings account for 0.45 or 0.25%. This will pay you 5.25%, and that's pretty good. The next regular savings account is the NatWest or the RBS Digital Savers account. That pays 5.12% per annum, but it's only capped at 1,000. So you can't save more than anything over 1,000. That interest rate does not apply. And even that, they don't allow you to put the 1,000 at once. You have to pay it in multiples of £150 each month. But hey, again, instead of your £150 sitting in your account for 0.25, it's going to pay you 5.12%. So that's something to consider. Yorkshire Building Society is offering 5% on £500 maximum per month over a year period. So that seems to be quite good. Lloyds or Bank of Scotland is offering 4.5% on their regular savers account, and you can pay a maximum of £250 per month in that account. Halifax will pay you 4.5% for their regular savers account, and you can pay a maximum of £250 per month. Actually, Halifax has a funny thing going on. You can actually open two of these regular savers accounts, in the same account, of course. So you can open two sub-accounts being regular savers, and they'll pay you 4.5% on each of these. So I guess in the end, you can save about £500 per month at 4.5%. So that can be good also. The next set of accounts, which have also got high interest rates, is the current account linked savings accounts. These savings accounts, also give you access to your money anytime you want. But you must have a current account with a bank in order to create these savings accounts. And also the interest, even though they are generous, are pegged to, the amount you can save there. So the first type of this account is the Barclays Rainy Day Savings Account, which pays 5.12% on up to, £5,000. But for them, you must be, a Blue Rewards member. And the conditions for the Blue Rewards member is that you must have, either 2 direct debits with them, or you should be paying £800 per month into their account. You can take it out, so really, you don't lose much. And for keeping this account, if you were to put the maximum £5,000 in it, at the end of the year, you get an interest of about £263, which is quite good for keeping 5,000. But any money excess of 5,000, they pay the meager 0.something%. So you want to move your money elsewhere after that. Nationwide Flex also offers 5% on up to £1,005. So that is smaller than the Barclays offer. So it's something to consider also. You'll notice that with all the accounts that I've spoken about so far, even though they offer very generous interest rates over 5%, the maximum amount you can save is capped. So what do you do with the excess money that you may have, if you still have? Well, you can open other bank accounts that would offer you very high interest rates also, and these are not capped. So if you've got 20,000 or 30,000, then it means that if you are not thinking of investing that money, then you can open, say, a Barclays Rainy Day account, get the 5.12% on that, and the remaining put it in these accounts because they are not capped. The first one is the accounts whereby you have to fix the money for a period. So Atom, for example, would offer you 3.55% if you were to fix your money with them for a period of 6 months. If you were to even fix it for 9 months, they will offer you 3.95%. So that seems like a good deal. But you should know that you won't have access to this money within the fixed period. And this is similar to, the fixed account or the fixed deposits many people have been asking me, where you've come from places where there's something like fixed deposit. I guess that's similar to it, but don't pay, the kind of rates you may be used to, like 20% or 30%. Yeah. Another bank is Zenith Bank that is offering 3.2% if you fix it with them for 6 months. The disadvantage with fixing the money with these banks, obviously, is that you don't have access to these, monies. But also, it also means that if a better rate should come into the market, you're already fixed. So you can't, have access to this money. So you may lose out on some of, some better rates that may come up. But hey, if 6 months is not that long, but you can also fix it for even a year and more. And some banks will pay you even 4% and more if you were to, fix it for that period. Vanquist, for example, will offer you 4.5% if you were to fix it for, 1 year. But 1 year may be a long time for you, maybe not. Yeah. For this next set of bank accounts, they are easy savings accounts. So you can have access to your money anytime without notice or without anything, and yet the interest rates are, pretty decent. And the first one is Aldermore. Aldermore is offering 2.75 for any amount you save up to £1 million. 2.75, and that is pretty generous, for a year, of course, and so that can be good. In fact, they've got another account which is known as a double access account, whereby they actually pay you 3%. The only condition is that even though you have access to your money anytime, you can only have access to the money twice in a year. And there's no cap as to how much you can withdraw. So if you were to put 1 million in it, you can withdraw all the 1 million at once, or you can withdraw it twice. If you were to withdraw more than 2 times in the year, the interest rate drops to about 0.5. So that is the only thing to be aware of. But for an easy access account, 2.75 up to £1 million, that's pretty decent. HSBC also has a funny one where they offer 3% on up to £10,000. So that is also decent. But they have a caveat that the interest rate drops to 0.5 any month you take some money out. So if the money is there, you can have access to the money, fair enough. But whenever you take money out, the interest rate will drop to 0.5% for that month. And then the following month, it rises to 3% again. So these are, some funny clauses, but it doesn't hurt. You are getting 3% if your money is there, but you know that you have access to your money anytime you want. Yorkshire Building Society is offering 2.5%. Coventry Building Society is offering 2.3%. And, these ones you can withdraw the monies as often as you want. Al Ryan Bank, which is offering 2.81%. Atom is offering 2.55%. Marcus is offering 2.5%. Tandem is offering 2.55%, and Chase Bank is offering 2.1%. So can I ask you at this point to go to your bank, app and then check your savings account where you have most of your money, and then click on it and check what interest rate are you receiving? Is it any competitive than these, or you could get better if you should move to any of these banks? One thing I need to say though is that deciding to create a new bank account, you could create an account with any of these banks and then get their interest rates without switching. But if you were to go with the banks that give you bonus for switching, then remember they will close your former account. And so if you are thinking of applying for a mortgage or applying for a credit card or some form of credit, you may want to be careful about switching because they close the former account and that can show on your credit score. So if you're going to apply for some credit facility, then you want to hold on switching. But again, you can create a new account and that will be fine. And you get these, high interest rates. And it is this idea of creating new accounts with high interest rate that I talked about in my previous video, where I explained how I got the iPhone for free. If you've not seen it, you should check it out. It's really popular. I simply created a new account with a bank that offers a high interest rate and took a bank loan at 0% and put it in the high interest paying account, and then use the interest that I'm getting every month from this account to pay for the iPhone for free. So essentially, the money is there, and then I'll pay at the end of the period by getting an iPhone for free. So yeah. And just some closing thoughts before I leave you. I know there are some people in this house who don't like, creating new accounts here and there because, it confuses them. But we live in times where, interest rates keep, changing. It's so capricious. And the only way you can make the best of the moment is by shopping around, You don't have to be loyal to a particular bank. Who needs loyalty when you can get a high interest paying account? But that is how you can make the most of your money, to work your money to the best. Make sure, however, and I would always ensure that the banks I mentioned on this channel are FCS protected, which means that your money up to 85,000 is protected and the government will refund should anything happen. So be careful which banks you open your accounts with also. The second point really is that for me, it's not just about the nominal value of the interest you earn. I know some may be calculating, 5% on 10,000 is still, maybe £50 or something. There's not a lot of money. But for me, it's also the discipline. If you read The Richest Man in Babylon, he talks about, setting a portion of your income into savings or into investments. And even though in the beginning, you don't see a lot of money come into your account, it is the discipline of putting money aside, the process, the learning that takes place, which really is in it for me. Because come to think of it, 5% on what 10,000 is maybe £50. May not be a lot, but £50 can pay for something. Or if you gifted it to somebody, they will be grateful and even bless you for it. But that is how I explain how I was earning about £100 in interest per month. And people tell me, "Oh, Shadrach, show me how you got that." But hey, I told you about 5% on 10,000 and you said that was too small. But if you can't keep the small ones, how would you grow the big ones? So for me, it is really the discipline of saving money, of keeping money aside, of investing, which is really the thing that, tickles me in all of these ones, The third point is that this is not a get-rich scheme. No. In fact, if it's too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. I was speaking to this woman in Europe, I'll not name the country she was in, who was telling me, how she got this investment deal, And by the time we realized, we finished the conversation, she realized she had been scammed over $10,000. So get-rich schemes can be tricky and they can be scary. So be careful if you are thinking of getting into such schemes. But for me, for these ones, it is the process of seeing your money grow. That is in it for me. The final point for me really is that there's no such thing as small money. It all depends on who. If you were to move your money from your current bank to an account that will pay you £10 more interest per month, perhaps to you £10 may be nothing, but to another person may mean a lot. So why don't you actually, for the sake of, maybe the plumber in your village, create this new account and put this money there. And then for every £10 that you earn on this account, you send it to them every month. Perhaps they will bless you. Perhaps they'll be grateful and it will make a difference to them. I hope you found this video useful and you found some of these thoughts also inspiring. Do subscribe to this channel and I'll catch you at my next video. Stay blessed.